Good morning, everyone. How are ya? Don't look at all this, because I'm going to have to do it at work. I have a new resident coming, so I've got to get there and get the paperwork completed on him. And, yeah, I've got 11 minutes to get there. Today's a little bit better than yesterday, so far. I got woke up, getting screamed and hollered at because of an employee, no callers, or called in right before it's supposed to be there. So, got that taken care of, and that was like at 6:58 this morning. So, and then it's taking me this long, so it's 9:20. Yeah, it's taking me this long just to get the dogs out, and get them back in, get them fed and watered, and get myself dressed, and my car loaded, which takes 20 trips because between my neck and my hand, I'm not even supposed to be carrying any of that, but yeah, I have no choice. Today is the full moon. Today usually is smooth, but this has been a very odd week. So I'm hoping that maybe, just maybe, it'll be odd today and be smooth. I got some really good video of the clouds. They were so cool, moving across the moon last night, or this morning, whatever, 1 o'clock. I don't know what time it was. And I believe because of the clouds, I don't know if it uploaded or not. I have not had a chance to even look and check it. But if it did upload, it's really, really neat. And then I posted some pictures on my community page of the moon last night. And tonight it'll be in totality full. So, and if it's not cloudy, I'll get some great pictures of it. I mean, to the craters, I can, yeah, it's really neat. Let's see. Car talk. This is Thursday. I usually don't go in on Thursdays. Work from home, my home office, so I can get paperwork done. But this is a new admit, and we had a call in, so I have to be the backup. I will tell you one thing I'm excited about is one of my residents. And this is a happy one, story that I can tell, and I really, it's amazing. Sorry. I didn't get to eat breakfast, so I'm eating some of Tommy's protein balls, and they better work. And I'm sorry about chewing, but I only have 8 minutes, so I'm gonna have to try to fit all this in. My resident is, I want to say 74. Yeah. She has the worst case of dementia and the worst case of schizophrenia that we've ever had there in 20 years. And we've had her for over 10 years. And it's sad, but you know, when we first got her, we never had a conversation with her. I mean, never. We didn't know what she liked, what she wanted. The only way that we really even knew anything about her was my mother was the head nurse at, oh God, please don't let this be that poor dog that was in the road last night. I'm sorry, just one moment. Nope, okay, good. Who was the bird? Was the head nurse. She was the charge nurse, ran the director of nurses, at a facility that was a mental health crisis unit. And she was there for like 32 years. So she knows, she knew her history. But as far as what she liked, she couldn't voice that. You go to try to have a conversation with her, she wouldn't say yes, she wouldn't say no, she just would, the voices were eating her up. That's all she did was holler at the voices. And this went on for years, and I'm talking years. And she got got so bad because she will drink any chemical. I mean, we can't even leave soap or hand sanitizer out because she sprayed her whole face with Odoban, 3rd-degree burns, and it didn't faze her. I mean, it's like we have to watch everything has to stay locked up. She goes shopping at night, and no, she doesn't steal. She just shops, and she's allowed to do that because she's the queen of the house. But she got really bad off during, I'm trying to think, I think it was Tropical Storm Imelda. Yeah, she had been gone. We had sent her to another state for some mental health care because it wasn't happening in our state. It sucks over here. And she came back, and when she was gone for about 8 weeks, and when she came back, she didn't remember where she had been for the last 10 years. And then when she walked in, but she wasn't saying anything, and we were like, okay, well, we hope, all we can do is hope. She walks in. She immediately went to where she knew her pull-ups were. What drawer? She knew where her room was. And we were kind of just standing back, giving her some room. Then she started calling everybody by their name, which is not their name. Angela is Pamela. Deborah is Chloe. No, Beth is Chloe. I don't know what Deborah is. I don't know. Maybe I have it backwards. But Angela is Pamela. I'm one of the nurses. My mom is Mrs. President, and my Uncle Alan that passed away in October, he was Alan, and his wife that's worked there she's worked for us for 14 years, that's Kim. So she called them by their names, and Kim's, my Aunt Kim's still there, and she'll ask for Alan, and she just doesn't comprehend time, but she started saying, I don't like that. I don't want that. We were like, what? I don't like that. Okay, well, that's good to know, and we've been feeding it to you for, that many years. She was smoking when she left to go to the hospital, but when she came back, we kind of told her that she didn't smoke. We didn't know what she was talking about because she didn't get to smoke in that hospital. So it had been 8 weeks she didn't have a cigarette. And we were like, you don't smoke? She goes, oh, okay. Which I believe has extended her life. And she ended up on hospice because she's in heart failure, and the dementia it's terminal. But they've got, because of hospice, they can do more, like with the medications. And she's on some massive antipsychotics and some, but the regimen that she is on, she told me, she said, I need you to go to the store. And I said, well, yes, ma'am, Miss Queen, what would you like? And she said, SAMSCOLA. I said, what? I mean, if you would have seen the look on my face at that moment, I was like, what? She said, I want an SAMSCOLA. I said, well, if you want a Sam's Cola, I'll go get it, but do you don't want a Coca-Cola? She said, I told you I want, and she spelled it again. Don't think I didn't get up and go to Walmart, because I did. And wasn't long after that, I had to call the hospice nurse because she fell out in the middle of the kitchen. And eyes were glazed over. Her pulse was non-existent at that point. Her O2, I mean, I could barely feel it. It was just barely going. Her, there was no blood pressure, and her O2 saturation was, when I called the nurse, was at 58%, but I knew she was, do not resuscitate. And her nurse walked in, and her O2 levels had dropped. It was at 32%, and she was just gone. She was gone. And when I tell you gone, sorry, she was gone. So we wanted to get her out of the living room and the kitchen. So we picked her up and slid her underneath her fall mat. We pulled it in there. And when we did, one of my employees dropped her phone because she was crying so bad. And swear to you on my life, up popped Miss Queen. Eyes wide open, sitting up. We all looked at each other. I mean, looked at each other. And that evening, she was walking up and down the driveway. No joke, no kidding, truth. Okay, so we had another incident, and this was just last year, or maybe year before last, summer. They were eating fruit, and I was in my office, but I knew it was medication time, and the staff, all of a sudden I hear them screaming on the back porch, Kayla, Kayla, Kayla. So I'm like, I'm coming, and they're like, come now. I ran out my bedroom door, and I saw her, and she has her little rollator walker, and she was sitting in it, her head and arms all the way back, like almost touching the concrete. She was gone. I mean, I had no pulse, I had no respirations, nothing. We set her back up to hold her up, and I started just like looking around, and I saw a bowl of fruit. I knew it was just medication time. So I just took her, and I got in front of her. Well, I had my employee hold her head, and I did that jaw thruster maneuver to open her airway, and she spit out the biggest piece of pineapple, and she started throwing up. Yeah, I don't care. I was happy to be thrown up that day. On that day. So that's twice. Didn't slow her down at all. She drank 5 cups of bleach. So she says, and that's because once a month who would have thought, should have thought of this? We put bleach in the back of the toilets to clean them out because of the well water. She was dipping the water after she saw us do that. Now the bathrooms have to stay locked, but she's fine. All to get to this point, which is perfect because I'm wrapping up because I'm almost at work, is after 45 years, we didn't, I mean, I really thought she was going to be gone and nobody was going to miss her. Nobody, she's never had a visitor that wasn't a medical. We get a letter from another entity that had this letter and never did anything with it. Her daughter has been looking for her for 45 years. She hasn't seen her since she was 2. I'll call my Miss Queen again, but I can tell you this, that she doesn't, I mean, we slowly introduced them, because her daughter lives in Oklahoma. We slowly introduced them to each other, like back, we did pictures first. We started talking names. We did pictures. And then we did a FaceTime, which she wasn't too fond of. But then she started getting packages in the mail every week. And we kept repeating her daughter's name over and over. And she still says, sometimes, I don't have a daughter, I have a son. And she doesn't. Now we know her whole history. We know she's got family out there. We know everything that they've not known, because when you get lost in the mental health system, you're lost forever, evidently. So, I mean, I just had this with one of my hospice patients that passed away, you know? But Saturday, day after tomorrow, her daughter will be here for the first time in 45 years. She's going to see her mom. And I just think, I mean, I got goosebumps right now. I know now why she didn't die either one of those times, or why she didn't stay dead, because she died. This was meant to be. And if you don't believe in divine intervention, I can't tell you another story any truer than what I just told you. She was dead. Hospice had pronounced her, and she woke up. There's a reason for it. And I believe that the reason was for her to see her daughter and her 2 grandsons that she has. And she, you know, her daughter's well aware that she may, you know, how, I mean, it just depends on how she perceives it. But we've been telling her she's going to get visitors. And she was like, I just love visitors. And that poor baby hasn't had one that isn't medical since she's been here. So I'm going to leave it on a bright note, because I'm going to walk in here to this office. But I want to tell everybody, have a great day. I will do car talk on the way home. I love y'all. Smile. Go out. Do something great today. Make it a great day. And do something nice for each other. And have somebody do something nice for you. And do something nice for yourself. Love y'all.